early starts getting the job done. It's gone past 5:30. Stick around for this video, guys. It's a pretty cool off-grid setup. G'day guys, Matty from Extreme Auto Caravan and Camping with you again today on another big off-grid rundown. This full setup allows these guys to head bush without the needs to book into a powered site. They can be off-grid anywhere, run their air conditioner all day long, coffee machine, toaster, washing machine, kettle, hairdryer, laptop chargers, cordless drill chargers, induction cookers, microwave, the list goes on, guys. This power system is made for these guys perfectly. It is sized up to a T to allow these guys to, be in the bush without having to worry about power again. Limited to water only. Specifications on this one, a little bit different than all of my other ones, but same. You get the idea. They're all based around personal consumption, and that's why we consult with people to get an idea of what they want to run and how long for, and then we kind of size it up accordingly. So the full rundown on this is we've got the multiplus 3000 120 amp inverter charger right here, and that is a CMS integration on all of the factory outlets. So next to the bed, your outside outlet, obviously anything that's plugged in, which is your washing machine, your microwave, the air conditioner, all of your household devices can run from this system anywhere, anytime, guys, all at the touch of a button. So that's the multiplus inverter charger, plus it's a fast charger. So when you plug in a generator or you are on the grid somewhere like a station stay or a caravan park, it just fast charges the batteries, brings them up to a happy state, and then it'll kind of go into what's called a storage mode and basically just hum along. Now, solar on this, pretty big. We were stoked to get the amount of solar that I could on it. So 1215 watts, guys, in the form of 3 exotronic 225 watt panels along the passenger side here. So there are 3 in one big long line, perfectly fits in between the rear hatch and the front edge of the van. Look at the drone footage for that. And on the driver's side, we've squeezed a 180, another 180 with a bit of a dog leg, and then one in the rear between the rear hatches. So there's 540 and 675, so it's 1215 watts of exotronic premium solar for these guys to get them off grid and punch in as much power as we can into the battery bank. So that's both solar controllers here taking care of both those arrays, split arrays. So obviously, you know, if the sun's on that side and there is no shade on that system, well, that's going to pump in the most power. And if there's shade on this system, then it does not affect that system. Rather than put all your eggs in one basket and have your MPPT system compromised by shade, that's why we do the multiple regulators. And you'll see some jobs where we're fitting 3 or even 4. So that takes care of basically left and right on the roof. And then we've got the DC charger here, the 50 amp Redarc DC charger. So that's vehicle charging, fast replenishment, 50 amps from the vehicle with a side Anderson plug as well. Also, we've done the cerboGX with the Touch 50 for monitoring and control of this whole system here. It's also uploaded on the VRM portal. So if these guys log their system onto their phone for a hotspot, or they have Starlink or some sort of internet service, as soon as that is connected, it'll dump all the data up online and I'm able to see it. And if I need to program something, I can do that. If there's some firmware updates for these guys, I'm able to log on remotely and do that for them. I can also see where their solar yields are. You can see it as well, like the customer, we give the customer access to it, and they're able to see all the graphs. So you can see your inverters, input, output. You can see your solar yield, your voltages, your current. There's so many different, they call them widgets, you can load up on the VRM portal to see. You can see all the LMI busman fuses down here. These are the go-tos. So we've basically got main 12 volt, ESC and WITI, which we'll get into in a second. And then you've got your DC chargers, solar 540 and solar 675, all in a nice neat row. Same thing, it's all in form. So obviously this is DC charger, this is solar as well. So they're in a line, that way if a label rubs off, you work out what's going on there. There's the smart shunt, 500 amp smart shunt there, and the massive busman fuse for the inverter back there. All on 95 cable, guys. As you can see, it's quite heavy duty stuff here. That's our go-to, either 95 or twin 50. It depends on the application. Fitted the WITI alarm system for these guys, so they have intrusion detection. So if they arm it and someone was to open that door, it'll beep a horn, flash all of the external lights, that's your tail lights and your clearance lamps, flash them pretty quick and grab those brakes as well, so you can't tow it away. Suggest you jump online and check out WITI. Where are the batteries? We've got the through boot on this, so this has the tunnel boot in this essential. So we've fitted them in this corner away from any other parts of this product. So here, a couple of boxes, some tables. So he's still able to put in stuff and long stuff as well, because the batteries are only, 190 wide, maybe 200 mil wide tops, still to allow like the through boots, 600 and something wide, 650 wide. So he can actually still put long stuff in if he needs, fishing rods, whatever that is long. Your anti-flap kit in there as well. Anything long, that'll fit in there perfectly. Everything has a label, as you can see, guys. We try and keep it neat and simple for people to work on. If you're in the bush and something needs to be changed, a fuse needs to be swapped out, everything has a label, and it's all nice and neat, ready to be able to see, and anyone can do it. What we'll do is, I've got a coffee machine here, I've got my toasty maker, I've got the Ibis 4 air conditioner running on 16 flat out now. It has reached temperature in here, and the sun is out today. So I'm going to be able to put up some numbers at the end of this video for you guys. It's still quite early in the morning, so we'll be able to see the solar production. I've actually got one solar controller shut down at the moment because I'm waiting on another panel to arrive. Once that's arrived, hopefully it's about 12:30ish, and we can get some pretty good numbers out of this thing. It is a clear day. Sun is over there. What are we at now? 1st, 2nd September or something. So we should see some good numbers. As I keep saying to you guys, it's especially in Adelaide here, we usually find September, sort of early mid-September, I notice a massive jump up in solar production for flat mounted panels. I think that's due to the old Venetian blind kind of concept. Your panels are flat and they'll only let so much light in, and as the sun just tips over a certain angle and it hits a certain point in the sky, well, actually as we move towards the angle of the sun, more light comes through and the solar production ramps up quite substantially. So it goes from a very sort of low to medium number right up really quickly to something pretty bloody good. All right, guys, let's do some rundowns. Oh yeah, stick around just in case you're wondering why I've got my welding helmet down here. Got a cheeky surprise for you guys. Okay, so the IBIS 4 is running on 16 flat out. It has reached temperature, so it's kind of dropped down to a low idle, which is why you can see the ASIC load's only at 437. But check it out, we've only got one array connected because I'm still waiting on a panel to arrive, but look what we're only using. How good's that? I'll show you the one array that's only working. You'll see 0, so there we go. So see how we can see 0 on one system. So the 540, that's the 3 180 watt exotronic panels. I've only got 2 on the roof at the moment. I haven't added the other one in yet, so we've left that system off. So the other one that's pumping in 400 and plus watts now at 10:30, 11 in the morning is the 225. So there are 3 of them on the passenger side. Now the sun's over there and they're on this side, so the edge of them would probably be in a bit of shade, but that's the point, and that's why we do that, because if the 180s are on, you'd probably see a pretty good wattage output from that. But we'll get that up and running for you in the video, guys. So we got the Nespresso, I think it's a Breville, yeah, I don't know, yep, Breville. So I got this one already set up, and I'll put my toasty maker on now. We're pulling 400 watts, 400 and something, you just saw that. Air conditioner on 16 cold. We're running from batteries, guys, all right? This is all free camping. Now, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put this on as well, because I've got my Sanger here to eat. So we'll go start, I think you can select it. Cool. Want to see what it's drawing? Come with me. Flip you around. Go back to the beautiful screen. There we go. Air conditioner's still going. We'll let that froth up. Put you back here. While that's doing that, we'll turn this one on. Right, so that's heating up. Oh, get on there. Excellent. Excellent. So I'll show you what the toasty maker and this is drawing, and the air conditioner. Flip you around. So they'll be running a toasty maker, air conditioner and coffee machine. We'll let it run. We'll keep flipping around like this. Don't want it too hot. And now we get the coffee going. Beautiful. Put you back there. Let's make this coffee. Oh yeah. There we go. Oh, bit in the warm side, but that's fine. Let that sit there for a bit. So that's 3 devices. Heavy, what I would call a high load device. Your toasty maker is going to be on for a little bit longer than obviously a coffee machine, but your air conditioner doesn't stop unless it's fully kicked out. I'm pulling 1370 watts with this and this running. There we go. I just heard the air conditioner ramp up a bit more. That's probably because I'm cooking and it sensed a bit more heat in here, so it's ramped up. Now take note of the solar, guys. It's still only in one array going here. Yeah, I don't crank my toasty too much. I don't want to burn it like last time. But like, you could be, this is you on the side of the road. This is you at a free camp. The solar just fills up the battery. So contrary to what you might think, if you're unfamiliar with how the system works in a caravan, seeds, it's what's called like a DC coupled system. So it's not AC coupled. So what that means is the solar fills up the batteries, but you always run from the batteries. So your solar is your means of replenishment. Nothing actually really runs from solar. It kind of fills up the batteries. But pardon me, if your batteries are full and it's 11 o'clock in the morning and your batteries are 100% state of charge, and you notice the charges in the form of your solar controllers have moved to the stage of float, it's full. You'll see 0 watts or any power coming in at all. You won't see much power come in. That's because the batteries are already full and the solar controllers have turned off. The energy doesn't need to go anywhere. Now, if you put a load on the system, i.e. air conditioner on, it's going to wake them up. They will see power coming out of the system and it will say to itself, wake up and start pumping energy in to compensate for it. So it's a very smart system. So if you pull 20% out of it overnight, so let's say you pull 100 amp hours overnight, the absolute minute those panels are able to charge and those solar controllers are able to start charging, it will do that. And with the systems that we do, you will see, turn it off now, it's getting a bit burny. You will see charge from really early in the morning, and that's because we try and keep the voltage high enough to be able to allow more charge and more yield over the day, rather than having low voltage panels cut off at sort of 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Ours will kind of keep going until lights almost disappeared from the sky. And you can see that on the VRM portal when you open up the graph. You're able to see the start time and finish time and data log it over the day, the solar yield. It's quite impressive when you see it. It's sort of doesn't turn on and turn off. It gradually builds up and does the best it can over the day and then drops off really late, and you'll notice the times are pretty wide apart. Cool. I got a treat for you guys. This is the special treat. I'm going to show you how you can weld from this system. I'm going to leave this air conditioner running. Why not? So I'm going to keep this IBIS 4 cranking. I've just wired up that last array. As you can see, the solar production has increased dramatically. So I'm going to leave this running and we're going to go do some welding from batteries, from the inverter. This little inverter welder is just a cheapie thing, but they're really lightweight, really good to throw in if you guys are heading bush, full off-grid, like away from any resources whatsoever. You throw one of these in and it's a sure guide to help someone else out, help yourself out if you break something, and you can weld without a generator. Just solar and batteries, guys. I'll keep this running live. Well, we'll turn it on first. So we'll go, so I'll put it on 100. That'll give you, what I got a 2.5 rod and what's that, 3 mil. It'd be like, there you go, it's the same thickness as this RHS. It's 3 mil, yeah. So I'll weld here and then I'll put this camera inside so you can see what it does while I'm welding. Hopefully you can hear it at the same time, but either way, I'll put you down. We'll do it live, all right? So I'll try not to edit this. Now, I'm no welder by all means, all right? So, see how we go. How good's that? So if you break something on your van, you put the missus and the kids in the van while you're welding outside. They can stay in the cool while you're working. Well, the missus could be working while you're in there. Alright, let's see what this looks like, eh? Alright, safety first. That would pass, of course, and you can see the penetration, so there you go, the other side of it. So that was like that little, I don't know what it is, but little 120 amp inverter welder, but like that's a pretty solid weld. I'd be happy with that. That was just a quick weld, guys. Like, Well, I'll do another one, but I'll put you inside. Well, hopefully you can see it. All right. See what happens. I'm going out to weld. All right. Hopefully that turned out for you guys, and I'll bring you outside. Take this bloody thing off. All right, I did that. That's 100 mil. All right, so I did a pretty wide, semi-wide, I don't know, weld. We'll chip it away. There we go. I don't know if you can see it, but not bad from batteries. Like, not direct from batteries, but through your inverter. Now, probably wouldn't do this on a high frequency inverter, guys. And if you don't know what a high frequency inverter is, I suggest you look it up. But in quick layman's terms, you've got low frequency inverters and high frequency inverters. Nothing to do with the welder here. This is your inverter charger in your van. Now, the Victron unit is a low frequency one. It's got one big, massive tranny in it, big transformer in it. It's huge. That's why they are, you know, probably the price they are. And then you'll see the smaller inverters, like, you know, like the Hairdryer, e-power ones. They're a high frequency inverter, or the Cotec, the Redarcs, plenty of other brands out there. But that's the main difference. The circuit board on those high frequency ones has multiple transformers, lots of them, and they don't handle the big inductive loads that well compared to this type. It might run it, it might not. I actually should do a video on maybe see if it does run it. Probably will run it, but I do know that the low frequency inverters are the go-to for big inductive loads, which is why you can see me doing this and run an air conditioner at the same time. That air conditioner is still on. I haven't turned it off. Cool. How's that, guys? Welding from batteries. It's cool, isn't it? We used to actually do this on site because I could weld from my van. I got the same inverter and a very similar battery setup in my work van. So we weld on site if we need to. You know, if we need to make a bracket up or do something, we can do that. Cool. Hope you like that video, guys. Like and subscribe. I'll keep the videos coming. Yeah, didn't get a chance to do a time lapse on this one, but I was a bit pressed for time. I'm still by myself. No Riley for a week or two yet, but getting through it. Anyway, enjoy. Thanks, guys. The intrusion detection. So if I try to hitch up and give it a good old knock, if I open this door up, it's going to go off. And I'll show you. I'm going to try and be quick on it to disarm it, so I don't want to wake up the neighbours again. Ah, all right. See, it's all flashing. And then you just press the first button to disarm it. All right. WITI system's good. So that grabbed the brakes, flashed the lights. You heard the horn. That's good. You know, so if you're asleep at night and you want to protect yourselves in there, and obviously you protect your asset when it's in storage, WITIs. These are really good systems. We fit lots of them, guys. They're very simple to use. Arm and disarm. You also have the little indicator, which is next to your bed. I'll show you where we stuck it. And we stuck at this location so the customers know that it's armed. So if they wake up at night, so there it is there, which is like the bed heights here. So it's above the bed height. So if you arm it, all right, see how we are on now? So the WITI system's active. So I'm in the van now, right? So this is me going to bed. Now if I open up that door, it's going to go off straight away. Now Tony gives the PIR sensors, right, with all his WITI intrusion detection systems. It's controlled by this. So you can mount these. It's optional. We leave it up to the customer to mount if they wish, because that will give them zone protection inside. The only drawback is if you go to bed and that's on, you get up out of bed and you're within the zone, you'll set it off and wake up the whole caravan park. So that's armed now, and there's the read switch. So as soon as I crack that As soon as I crack the door, it goes off. Cool, guys. This had the BM Pro HA system in it. So it's basically the lithium ready system. Obviously, we're not using it as a charger. So that's in here. Factory location, none of it gets touched, guys. None of it gets touched. This remains in situ. So my system is what we call an overlay system. So basically, we feed this with power from the new battery system. So the battery monitoring on this is not done by this at all anymore. So there's no solar going through this. There's no mains. See, we've disabled the mains. And the DC charging doesn't go through it anymore. All of that is taken care of by the big off-grid system. So basically, this does not charge anymore. It just becomes a fuse box distribution point. That's it. Because it's got the Odyssey link with all the tanks on it, they have remained. Should these guys want to update to the tanks on the Victron screen later on, they can with the Mopica sensors. You know, you can get your gas bottle sensors now, and you can go for water tank levels, which is ultrasonic. Very accurate, like really, really accurate. But these guys can still function their system as they normally would. So the 12 volt, when you hit the master 12 volt battery on, that will still come on. Nothing changes. They continue to do what they used to do. Plus, hey, if they want to pull this system out, it is very easy to revert back to factory position, and they can sell their van, keep their batteries, keep their inverter to be fitted into a new van, and you can reprogram the rest of the products to suit the new batteries that you put in it to sell it. Or keep it with it and add to the value of your van.